I'm Kelly and welcome to this 30-minute yoga for seniors class, or chair yoga, that we'll be doing today. And the only props that you'll need will be a pillow or cushion off your bed. This is just off my sofa. And you'll also need a chair. You don't need one like mine. You can also sit just on the edge of a sofa or maybe on the edge of your bed. The main thing is you want your feet to be on the floor, so that might mean maybe sitting on a pillow and just to bring yourself up a little bit higher if you're quite tall, or you might just want to scoot to the edge of the chair a little bit. So we'll start with a few deep breaths and we'll move into some full body movements. This is quite a gentle class, and if you do feel any pain, then please stop. I will give a couple of different options to take as well throughout the class, but just make sure you listen to your body, and if you're not able to make a pose today or take any movement today, that's perfectly fine. We all have days where we're feeling a little bit stiff or something like that. Just notice that and maybe take one of the other options. So we'll start with just our hands on our knees, or you might like to bring the hands to the belly. And we'll start with a deep inhale in through the nose, feel the belly expand. And on the exhale, open the mouth nice and wide and just sigh it out through the mouth. Now close the mouth. We'll take a few inhales and exhales through the nose. Feel the belly expand on the inhale. And on the exhale, feel the belly soften. And I'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And the last time, inhale. Exhale. Great. And from there you can just let the hands rest on the knees for a moment, just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And then we'll start with the feet, so making some movements with the feet. We'll start to bounce the heels on the floor, start to wake up the muscles in the calves. That's for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start to tap just the toes, so really starting to get some movement in the ankles, in the shins, and tapping those toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start to roll from the heel to the toes. Just kind of like a bit of a wave. Moving my hands as well, feel free to join in if you like. And then just placing the feet back down on the floor. We'll take some ankle rolls. So you might like to take the hands behind the leg, just lift the leg up, supporting the foot, and then start to roll the left ankle in one direction. And then switching directions. And come into centre, and then just start to point the toes and then flex the toes in towards the knees. Just do that about 5 times, moving in your own time. And then when you've done that, you can place your foot back down on the floor. And we'll take that to the other side, so just gripping the hands behind the thigh to support the leg, lifting it up. It doesn't have to be as high as me. And then starting to just draw some circles with the ankle in one direction. And then switching to the opposite direction. And then start to point the toes and then flex them in towards the knee. Just do that another 5 times. Great, and then when you're done, just placing that foot back down. So now we'll move on to the wrists. So just bringing the hands up in front of you. You can have them as far out or closer into the body if you like. And we'll just start with some wrist circles. So just drawing some circles with the hands. You might feel a couple of cracks and pops here, that's perfectly fine. And then switching directions. And you can make these circles as big or as small as you like. Just work within your range of motion. And then come to center, and we'll start to really straighten the hands out as wide as we can, creating space in between the fingers. Again, you might just be here today, but just see if you can straighten them out as far as feels good for you. And then start to draw the hands in towards fists. Again, my fists are quite tight. You might just be here today, that's perfectly fine. And we'll do that 2 more times, so just stretching the fingers out, try and create as much space as you can. And then draw the hands in as fists. 1 more time, really reach out. And then draw them back in towards fists. Great. And then you can just shake it out. And bring the hands back to your knees. We'll take a few seated cat-cows. This will help to really warm up the spine. And we'll start with the hands on the knees. Start to draw the chest forward. Pull the shoulder blades together. You're coming into a little bit of a back bend here. And then on the exhale, start to round through the back and bring the chin towards the chest. So we'll do that a few times. On the inhale, drawing the chest forward, pull the shoulder blades together. And exhale, chin to chest as you round through the spine. Inhale to come up. Exhale for our cat pose, chin to chest. Inhale, draw the chest forward for our cow. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale to come forward. Last time. Exhale, chin to chest. And then just coming back up to a neutral spine. We'll leave our hands on the knees and we'll start to draw the chest over towards the left knee. Keep the sitting bones on the chair. And then we'll draw our chest over towards the right knee. And then coming back. So we're drawing really big circles with the hips. And you can take these as slow or as fast as you like. Just getting a bit of movement in the hips, helping the fluid and the hips really wake up. And then switching directions. Just a few more circles. And then when you're ready, come back up to center. So we'll move on to the arms now. So we'll draw our arms out nice and wide. So just make sure if you're sitting next to anyone, you're not going to hit them in the face. We'll draw the hands nice and wide, thumb pointing up. Again, you want to open up towards the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, draw the hands in. You can round to the back here and draw the chin to chest. So on the inhale, open the arms nice and wide as feels good for you. Notice if your shoulders are coming up and see if you can draw them down the back. And then again, draw the hands together on the exhale. 1 more time, inhale to open up. Exhale, hands together, chin towards the chest. And then make your way back up to a seated position. And we'll just end this warm up with a few shoulder rolls. So draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And on the exhale, just roll them down the back. We'll do that 2 more times. Draw them up towards the ears. And then roll them down the back last time. Draw those shoulders up. And roll them down the back. Great. So grab your pillow or your cushion now, and we just want to place it in between the knees. So this is where you just want to make sure that your feet are grounded on the floor, so the whole foot is on the floor, you're not on the tiptoes or anything like that. And just place the cushion in between the legs. And we'll start by just squeezing our legs in towards that cushion, so you should start to feel the muscles in the legs engage. And we'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Now place your hands on the outsides of your legs and start to just push into the hands, but keep your legs in one position. So you don't want the legs to come away from the pillow. And you should feel the muscles on the inner leg engage. And again, we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So So we'll do that sequence again. So this time pushing the legs in towards that cushion. Feel the glutes and the outer leg muscles engage for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Place your hands on the outside of the legs. Start to push into the hands, keeping those legs nice and still. The muscles on the inner legs engage for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So you can place that pillow over to one side. We will use it again later on. So just keep it nearby. Now from here, we will take our hands again, place it behind the back of the thigh, and just see if you can lift the leg up. You might not be able to lift it that far, which is perfectly fine. And we're just going to make some movements, drawing the leg in and out. You can rock your body as you do this. Again, this is just helping with the mobility of the hip. And we'll do that about 5 times. Again, you might just be moving it slightly. And then place the foot back down on the floor. We'll take it to the other side, so placing the hands around the back of the right thigh, just lifting the leg up to support it. And again, we'll just gently move the leg for about 5 or 6 times in your own time. And then place it back down on the floor. So I'm going to give you a few different options for this next one. It's really good to stretch the outer hip and the glutes, but if you have any knee problems, then just be mindful of your knees. It can cause some pain for some people, and if you do feel any pain, then please take one of the other options. So the first option will be to take the left leg. Again, you can take the hands behind the back of the thigh and just cross that foot over the right knee, or just above the right knee. You want to keep your toes pointing in towards the knee here. So this is our first option. If you do feel any pain in this option, you can cross the leg all the way over, so just coming into a crossed leg position. And you can take this option. If that's still not available for you, then you can just cross the ankles at the bottom. That's perfectly fine. And then from here, you can either stay with a nice straight back, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch a little bit more, you can start to hinge forward from the hips. So you don't want to round from the back, but hinge forward from the hips, and you can come forward as far as what feels good for you. So you might be here today, you might have your chest down on towards the leg, maybe dangling the arms or resting them on your leg. You may even like to take your pillow and rest on the pillow. So just take whichever option feels good for you. And we'll hold this for another 5 breaths. Breathe into the belly. One more deep breath in. And then slowly on the next inhale, just supporting yourself as you come back up. And support the leg, place it back down on the floor. So we'll take that on the opposite side now. So supporting the right leg, crossing the right ankle over the left knee if you're taking that option, keeping those toes pointing in towards the knee. You're going to start to open up that hip, so getting a bit of a stretch in the hip flexors and the outer hip. Or you can cross that leg over and work here today, or you can just cross the ankles and work here. And whichever option you take, you can either stay with a nice straight back or hinging from the hips, start to come forward, maybe resting the arms down. And wherever you are, we'll stay here for 5 deep breaths. You can focus on the breath, breathe into the belly. Just 2 more deep breaths here. And on the next inhale, slowly you and support yourself. Come back up, support the leg, bring it back down so the feet are back and grounded on the floor. And we'll be moving into the next pose. So this one is a little bit of a twist, and we'll be taking our left hand, placing it on our right shoulder, and our right hand, place it on the left shoulder. Keep the elbows nice and high, and we'll twist from the belly on the exhale. So breathe out and start to just gently move over towards the left. So it's just a gentle twist. And then inhale to come back to center, and on the exhale we'll take it on the opposite side. So as you breathe out, moving over towards the right. Inhale back to center. We'll take that one more time on each side. So on the next exhale, just taking it over towards the left. Breathing, coming back to center. And then as you breathe out, move over towards the right. And then inhale, come back to center, release the arms. You might like to give it a little bit of a shake. So we'll move on to our next pose now, and we'll be concentrating on building a little bit more heat and movement in the shoulders and also the arms. So we'll bring our hands out in front, palms facing up, and then bring our hands in to touch our shoulders. Try and keep the elbows nice and high. You can keep them down. That's a little bit easier for the shoulders, but we'll be working towards moving them up. And then bring the hands out again. We'll do that 2 more times. So hands to the shoulders, reach back out. Last time, hands to shoulders, keep the elbows high. And then reach the hands back out. Again, just release it, shake it out. And we'll do that same movement, but we will draw our arms out towards the side. So arms out nice and wide again, making sure you're not hitting your neighbour or anything like that. Palms facing up, and then bring the hands to the shoulders. Reach them back out. Hands to shoulders. Reach back out. Last time, hands to shoulders, reach back out. Great, and again, shake it out. Perfect. So we'll do a side stretch now. So we've been working through 6 movements of the spine. So we've been doing a bit of forward back bend, a little bit of a twist. Now we'll be doing the side bend. And to do that, we'll just bring our left hand down. You can just dangle it down your left side. And then we'll reach the right arm up. The palm can be facing towards the left side. And then on the exhale, we just start to drop over towards the left. So if this feels uncomfortable for your shoulder, you can just bring the hand down and just work with this movement here. You'll still be getting the stretch down the side body, but when you lift the hand up, it's just deepening the stretch. But obviously if you feel any pain, then just work where you are today. And inhale, come back up. We'll take that on the other side. So dropping the right arm down the right side. And on the inhale, sweep that left arm up. Palm facing towards the right, and then continue to come over towards the right side. And then inhale to come back up, releasing the arms down. Just give ourselves a little bit of a shoulder roll, so draw the shoulders up and back. Do that a couple of times. Great. So just taking your pillow in between the hands and making sure the feet are grounded on the floor. Start to push into the pillow as we draw the pillow up, and we want to try and place the pillow on our head. If we can't reach our head, then just go as far as it feels comfortable for you. Hold it there, and then continue to reach up the arms, straighten the arms, and then release them back down towards the head, and then bringing that pillow down in front of us. So we'll do that 5 times. Just see how you are today. It's quite a lot for the arms for some people, so just work with where you are today. Make sure you're pushing into the pillows as you draw that pillow up, place it on the head, and then continue to straighten the arms, reaching up, and then drawing the pillow back to the head, and then placing it down in front. Inhale, draw the pillow up, place it on the head, stretch through the arms, bring the pillow back down, and then just gently place it in front of you. 2 more times. Push into the pillow, draw it up, and then continue to reach through the arms, straighten the arms, draw the pillow back down, and then just bring it in front of you. The last time, make sure you really push into the pillow as you draw it up, place it on the head, and then continue to straighten through the arms, and then bring it back down, and then just place it in front of you. And you can just place the pillow to one side again, maybe shake the arms out a little bit. You take these movements quite slow because that means it really does engage the muscles in the arms, so it might not seem like a lot, but after a few repetitions you can really feel it in the arms and build a bit of strength there. So we will be using the pillow again, so just grab that, place it in front of you. Again, we'll take the same kind of movement, so bringing the hands so they're nice and firm on the pillow. We'll start to really push into the whole hand this time. So draw the pillow in front of you, maybe if I show you from this angle. Really start to push into the pillow. Keep your elbows nice and wide. And we're just going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You might like to just give yourself a couple of wrist rolls, maybe shake it out a little bit. We're going to do that one more time. So when you're ready, just taking your pillow, again we'll start to push into the pillow, keeping the elbows nice and wide, and then hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, shake it out. Great. So we've done quite a lot for the arms today, so we will take a few stretches now to cool down. We've got about 5 minutes left of the class, and we'll just start with a few shoulder rolls like we started with earlier on today. So on the inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale to roll them down the back. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, last time. Inhale, exhale. From here, bring the hands back to the knees, and we'll just draw the chin towards the chest, getting a bit of a stretch down the back of the neck. And then inhale to come back to center, and then with the eyes I want you to send the gaze up towards the top corner or towards the ceiling. So we often forget to stretch the eyes. We'll do a little bit of that today. And on the exhale, draw the chin back towards the chest. Inhale to come up, send the gaze up. And then last time, chin towards the chest. And then inhale, back up, send the gaze up. And then come back to center. Great. So we'll do a few more neck movements, but just be mindful of the neck. Some of us can have a little bit of a crunchy neck, so just work within your range of motion. And if you can't do the movements, you can always do the movements with the eyes instead. So we'll start with just turning our head towards the left, and then coming back to center, and then turning the head towards the right, and then back to center. And again to the left, back to centre, and to the right, back to centre. Our last neck movement, so we'll just drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, you might just like to take it very gently today, or you might be able to send it a bit closer towards the shoulder to see what feels good for you. Inhale, come back up. And then right ear towards right shoulder. Inhale, back up. One more time, the left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, back up. Right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, back up. And then finally, a little bit more with the eyes. So we're going to look up towards the left corner. So stretching out the eyes. And then we'll send the gaze towards the right corner. So keeping the head nice and still, we're just moving the eyes here. And then back to center. Now we'll send it up towards the right corner. Back to center. And then down towards the left corner. Again, keeping the head nice and still. And then back to center. You might like to blink your eyes a couple of times after that. Like I said, we don't tend to stretch out our eyes very often, so it can feel a little bit unusual. And then finally we'll finish with a little bit of self-massage. So this just helps to stimulate the body and help the blood flow through the body. And it's nice and simple. We're just going to start with a leg, and we're just going to rub the leg down. And we'll move up to the thigh, just rubbing the thigh down. And then we'll move on to the right leg, starting with the calf, just start to rub that leg. And then moving on to the thigh. And then we'll move on to the left arm, so just taking your right arm, start to rub the arm the whole way down. Moving the hand as well, maybe even the palm. Then we'll do the left or right arm, rubbing it down. So this might not seem like a lot to some people, but this really can help with blood movement and stimulating all the nerves in the body. Doing the hand as well. And then we'll just do the sides of the ribs, maybe the back, maybe the lower back, maybe the stomach. And that's our very mini self-massage. Bring the hands back to the knees, and we'll finish the way that we started with just a few deep breaths. Focusing on the breath, it can really help to calm the nervous system. So if you're ever feeling stressed, you can try and come back, just bring the focus to the breath, and that can help some people just calm the nervous system. So either with the hands on the knees, or you can bring the hands to the belly. We'll take one deep breath in through the nose, and then we'll exhale, sigh it out the mouth. So we'll do that together now. So inhale, exhale. Now we'll take 3 inhales and exhales through the nose. You can focus on the deep belly breathing. So breathe into the belly, feel the belly expand. And on the exhale, feel the belly soften. This uses the diaphragm and helps with more efficient breathing. So take a deep breath in, exhale. 2 more times, inhale, exhale. And last time, inhale, exhale. And then you can just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Maybe soften the gaze or close the eyes. Bring the hands to the tops of the knees. Just taking a moment here to reflect on the practice. Noticing how the body feels and how it might feel different now to the start of the class today. And then when you're ready, you might like to open your eyes if you've got them closed. Maybe make some small movements. And I thank you for joining me today. and I hope you enjoyed the class. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. I believe my contact details and my email address, it should be linked to this class, so feel free to drop me a line, and enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the festival.
And we are live back in the studio. That was amazing. I feel zen, which is great. I hope you guys joined in and took some great notes from that. So namaste. So moving on now, we are going to look at some amazing lantern making from Alan and Ruth. But before we get to that, I just want to say, hi kids, I love you. I'm awesome, Mummy's famous. Anyway, back to the real stuff. Just thought I'd say actually, if you can send us in your crafty bits, that would be amazing. We'd love to be able to see them so that we can show others and connect and, you know, be creative. So keep coming, keep sending them in, take some pictures. And if you've got your festival packs at home, which we've sent to some of the local residents, get that ready because we're going to be doing something with that very soon. And also, just take pictures, stay connected, send us what you can. We want to see everything, so keep up that stuff. I just wanted to also let you know that we are live in the studio, and right in front of me is the amazing We Can Make Pavilion, which we're going to be using to screen some of the amazing acts that are going to happen later on. So stay tuned for that also. But back to Ruth and Alan, they have been working with the local primary schools making lanterns. And so we're going to have a look at what's going on there and how they've been doing it. And it's going to be shown at the Filwood Broadway during October, so you can actually go and have a look yourselves. And then after that, we're going to hear some music from Knowle West Media Centre's very own Jump Studios with Rapha Ghetti, who's going to be playing some acoustic music for us. And then finally, we're going to have Knowle West's very own comedian, Luke Dean, who's got an amazing short film for us to watch and give us some giggles. So stay tuned and enjoy all of that, and then we should be back very shortly.
Hello, I'm Alan May, and this October I'm going to be working with Greenfield EACT and Christ the King primary schools to create lanterns for the Walk of Hearts and Stars, which is going to be happening during the October holiday week. And there'll be installations in and around Filwood Broadway. I'm going to show you now how I'm going to be doing the portraits with the children. So I'm going to be taking photos of them and then treating them on my computer to make a simple image for us to colour in to make some quite amazing stars of the future lanterns. So I've made a posterised picture, which means it's divided up into tones. So I've got the white area, the grey area and the black area. And I'm just going to go around the edges here because I'm going to be tracing this later. So carefully with a black pen that will show through the tracing paper. And try and be as accurate as possible. So you're drawing around these little islands. Yeah. So try and keep as accurate as possible and within the shape. We're going to put some tissue over that. Use some masking tape and that will peel off easy when you need to, and that will stop it moving around. And then trace the little islands again with a pencil. Now you'll be able to rub this out later. There we go. Occasionally you need to pull back the tissue just to see what's going on in there because it's not that clear. So that's very simple. So I'm now going to paint the black. I'm going to use brushes on this one. I'll also do an example with felt tips, because some people might prefer that. Okay, so for the black we're using black acrylic and a fine brush like this one. For the mid-grey, that could be any mid-range colour. So it could be grey, or it could be a middle-ish, palish blue colour, or orange, or green, or whatever colour you think would look good. So I'll do the black now. So I've got some black acrylic. It's good to have your photo. So here we have the tracing we did earlier. There's the tracing, as you can see, all the areas. So I've got this painting here, this photograph here, to refer to. Sometimes it gets a bit confusing which area is which, even though you've marked them. So I'm putting a little bit of black in there. I don't need to use too much, just a little bit. I'm going to try it out first. Don't want to get too much on my brush. So paint that on. So you just take your time. Yeah. Okay. So this black's quite good. So that will just stop any light coming through. You could decide to use a dark blue or a dark green, and then for the middle colour you could do a pale blue and a pale green, and then you've got the white as well.
Yeah, so starting with the black, and the black acrylic is great because it's waterproof. It won't bleed when it's wet. But once I've finished this, it'll be time to let it dry, and then we can get on with the next colour. So this black shirt, I'm doing as much as I like here, and then we can trim it off later once we fit it inside the shape. So it could fit into a star, but in this case it's going to be into a heart. So I'll use the template to trim.
Okay, so for a mid colour I'm going for this yellow. Now when the paint's dry, you can just, if it's black, you can just paint over it a little bit, not too much, but it doesn't matter so much because you won't see it because of the black.
That's the yellow finished, and now the background. So I'll paint a little bit of this background here, and then I can cut the shape out and glue it to the white paper bag that we're using for the lantern, and then I can complete the heart shape. So here you have it, the finished lantern with acrylic paints.
So remember, it's permanent markers we've got to use because we don't want any ink running once we start gluing this on, because we're going to be gluing this onto the paper bag. Yeah? No, I'm going to use a Sharpie pen, and I'm going for this orange. I hope this will work okay. So I'm going to go for this, I'm going to go around all the areas inside here. So I'm going to carefully, you have to push the paper down a little bit and do it slowly.
So the grey areas are now going to be paint by numbered into orange. There's all the orange being done, and then I'll fill in all the black areas with a black marker.
Let's pull that back. So that was the original, and that's the colour version.
So to make the template for this time we're going to do a heart. We've got a piece of card the same size as the paper bag that we're using for the lantern. And then on that piece of card I'm drawing the heart. It's also how we would draw the star when we do the star lanterns at the school.
So that's our template for our heart. And I'll use that on here. Draw around that. And then we'll fit that, we'll glue that in the middle there. Okay, so we're going to mix up some glue now. So I'm going to put a bit of cardboard on here. I've got a container here, and I've got some PVA glue. Okay, so PVA glue needs watering down so that we can brush it on smoothly. So I'm going to pour some in here, like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water. But at the moment it's quite thick. I'm going to put a bit in. We want to make it easier to brush. Don't want to make it too thin. So it's like thin cream is what we want. Get that inside. We get this one. Put that down here. This in position in the middle of the heart. We don't want any bubbles. Now it's time for some, what are we going to do for decoration here? So I'm going to do a little heart there. And I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put his name here. So with pencil, I'm just going to, this is Junior.
Now, Junior was a Jamaican friend of mine who unfortunately died of the COVID-19. And so we've got his name there and a heart. We'll put a little saxophone, I think, as well.
So just to test it, I'll just see what this colour's like. That's not bad, is it?
So there we have it. We got some black notes put in there as well by the saxophone, as he was a great saxophonist. And of course you'd add some other colours in the background there. Or white's quite nice.
Right, so this is another felt tip version. Different style, slightly different style. Glued on, same way. I'm going to use a felt tip just to make it easier to paint around here. Any details.
Now, because I don't want to use my blue felt tip pen up, I'm using some blue acrylic just to finish off the background. Then the same for the red. And I'm giving him a Jamaican flag in the background. And then we're going to put some lights inside it and light him up. Go on, Junior. Filwood Fantastic lanterns. These heart lanterns we're making out of tissue and white paper bags. A very simple technique, and there's so many different ideas to do, and here's a few possible ones for you to try.
Okay, so I've got a sheet of this tissue paper and we're going to draw a big heart on this. We'll start with the big heart. So, oh, that's a nice big heart. There we go. Oh, it's a bit lopsided, this heart. So I might go a bit bigger here. Now that's just a rough outline for us. Okay, I'm going to get my rubber and just correct that. This is an outline just to work from. So there's a nice, do you like that bit? I'm not sure about that. I'm going to redo that. Rubber and pencil. So here, there. Here we've got some tissue paper and I've got all warm colours here. So what I'm going to do is just cut. I'm going to put some colours like this sort of. So what I'm going to do is just draw a line here. Alright. And I'm going to fold that in half. And there's less cutting out then. And then I'm going to cut that out. I've got a container here and I've got some PVA glue. Okay, so PVA glue needs watering down so that we can brush it on smoothly. So I'm going to pour some in here, like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water. So at the moment it's quite thick. I want to put a bit in. We want to make it easier to brush. Don't want to make it too thin, so it's like thin cream is what we want, thin cream, and then so I've covered that with glue. I don't want to put the glue on here, not on here, okay? Don't put it on here because it will go soggy, yeah? So now I've got this on, I'll start at the bottom. So let's put a bit on the bottom. And we can overlap that. What's going on there? There's a bit of that. So I'm only putting it where I've got the. We're going to cut this all out later. Just brush it all down. Don't want to smother it in glue, but. So give that a coat and then we'll let that dry. Then we can cut that out. You can see that's the colour we're going for. So this is dry now. Cut it out. And we can glue that onto a bag. Glue it down on here. And as we cover the whole thing, not thick, nicely thin, and then this we're going to put here. Just make sure it's nice and flat, and then we'll put some other hearts around. I've drawn this out and fold that in half like that, and fold this in half like that. Just draw around that with your pencil. There we are. Now this one, what we're going to do is we're going to cut hearts out of this. So what I'm going to do is use some of this paper to draw some different shaped hearts. So let's draw some little, from that size, and a little one maybe, and a bigger one, like that. So fold that one down the middle. It's a nice one. Turn this light box on so you can see the colour. Now if I put this over it, it won't be white. The light coming through will make it just a dark colour, so like this. See, it just looks like muddy. Because its light is coming through, so the more layers you put, the darker it gets. The same is with this. If I turn this off again. Some people like to decorate with little balls of tissue like this. Okay. Unfortunately light won't come through that, so it will just be a black shadow, so we don't want to have that. So what we have to do is, if we want a coloured heart in there, we have to cut this shape out, okay? Same as if we wanted to have a letter. So if we want to have someone's name, we need to cut the shape out and then put the colour in the middle. So to cut the shape out, so I want that about there, so I'm going to fold this here. Get my shape here. Put that on the fold, the fold against the fold, and then I'm going to cut that out. And then we can save this for another time, for another thing. If I just trim that off. Where's that? Where's that? Save that heart for later. We need loads of hearts later. So there's two there. Do we have another one in the middle here? Oh, there's one. So we're going to have these ones here. So if we fold that in half there,
if we fold that in half again, we can cut two out at the same time. Cheeky. So two there for later. Lots of red hearts coming. So now, hey, look at that, fancy. So there we have it. And that could go straight on to here. I've folded several sheets together again and cut the outside heart shape. Yeah. And then I've got that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I'm going to start with the little one, so a little pink one in the middle.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Rapha Ghetti, and I'm going to play a couple songs for you for Knowle West Fest. Cheers. Gotta keep it moving, but a fixed stick holds me tied to a routine, but I'm bright and a new scheme. Dark dreams, see a banner turn off green. Come and give it back, babe. It's not classy. Slip for dust glasses. Get your fella rowdy. It will come spark me. Funny like Barbie. Funny like Laurel and Hardy. You ask me, Holly, about the bitter on the dark days. Off plays mouth like a kitty little puffin. Wanna call him Johnny Large Grapes. Hot on his heels, but you can't make it past stay. Get me to the point where I attract hatred. Wanna feel it just to know I can escape it. Place it at my feet and I full on embrace it. Asleep on my feet. It's wrong when I'm right. Races weird. Used to get stoned and now we're just down. Woke up, covered with bakes and paints. Man, chicken man in the mirror, looking kinda rotten. Cuckoo cut eyes, another night forgotten. I rely on you, yeah, yeah. I rely on everything you do. I rely on you, girl. I rely on. I'm not scared. Never catch me acting goosey loosely. The way I dress is QEWE. On that night, shoot me, just shoot me. A little got a lot, the feeling, dreaming I too much spotless. The head down into my couch and my doors don't look till this ish stops. The cuts on the knees, I'm burnt on my arm. We found harm down, we found harm. I never let the passion slack and man, they're gonna rise. When talent is fashion, it will happen. The sloppy often you be faithful, man, I like fat man scoop. Reckless protecting, I will prove that it's still me looking back at you. I rely on you, hey, hey, I rely on everything you do. I rely on you, yeah, yeah, oh, oh. changing. Another blame game I refuse to engage in. Just get it out in the open, or you will be out and you're lonesome, hopeless and broken. Thinking of all the hands you ain't holding, thinking of all the plans you ain't involved in. But I'm golden, yeah, I'm straight golden, easily creased up and never unfolded. Feeling ill silly for thinking I would be pretty, and my tummy's getting sicky. Miss up Missy, Mrs. Stitchy, but Missy now she don't miss me. Kiss me when she was with me, it's a pity she don't miss me. It's a pity she don't miss me. I rely on you, God. I rely on everything you do. I rely on you. I rely on you. Thank you very much. So we're gonna keep it rolling. This next song is called Wesley. Yeah. They give me genuine euphoria, not a notorious plastic California formula. Cause I enjoy the finer side of sin. Contort your candid morning grimace to a grin. Man's manual of excuses, it started to wear thin. The grass is always greener, so open up and let me in. It's how it begins, how it begins, how it begins, how it begins. Liberation was attained with mindfulness, the ceasing of cravings to help you feel fine with us. Now I'm rising up and never high above. I never enough, I never enough, I never enough, no. I'm a bag of broken promises, yeah. I let you down, but you kept it positive. Oh, you got it down, girl. Hanging with the novices, yeah. Obviously you profited, but that don't mean it wasn't it. I treat him like is getting treated like a kid, but you never treated right. That's what the treatment is. Get a treated like is getting treated like a kid, but you never treated right. It's what the treatment is. It's what the treatment is. It's what the treatment is. It's what the treatment. It's what the treatment. It's what the treatment is. 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 Make a mountain out of molehill. Man, I must be mad to I possess perseverance, so we'll always see your plan through. So let's stand true, don't let the backstab and stab you. Say open up your eyes and gain another point of view. It said that we got backup plans, but not a backup planet. I know where I stand, cause I'm a creature of habit. Don't try and sway my core grain structure of granite. I'm the iceberg in the root of the Titanic. Let's get manic, yeah. Never get frantic, no. None of us worth any more than a drop in the Atlantic. So I got what I deserved, and when I tried to go gigantic, aiming for the swimming pool, but ended up in the sandpit. Humble stay grounded, keep your feet where they landed, cause I planned it, I ran it. Now I'm showing off my plans, babe. I'm a bag of broken promises, yeah. I let you down, girl, but you kept it positive. Oh, you got it down, girl. Oh, while I'm hanging with the novices, yeah. Obviously you profited, but that don't mean it wasn't it. I get a treating like is getting treated like a kid, but you never treated right. Is what the treatment is. Get on like a kid, but you never treated right. That's what a treatment is. It's what a treatment is. It's what a treatment is. It's what a treatment is. What a treatment is. What a treatment is. Lovely stuff. This next song is it's called Raindrops. Make me raindrops, slice down the window horizontal till the train stops. Take a seat, take the weight off your feet. It's the same lot of grief what you dealt with last week. She's got more pressing things than you. She's got a kid, soon she'll have two. That's why she ain't holding your hand. Cause personal dispersion with a backup brigade quickly falls quiet is my story. Gains weight. Taught to keep your mouth shut until your mind's been paid. The darkness lasts longer than the light these days. So wake me up from the street lines that confine me to the barracks, yeah, where my teeth they shatter. Wake me up from the street lines that confine me to the barracks, yeah, where my teeth they shatter. 'Cause lonely is more than a feeling. Feels like your heart could decide to stop beating. Feels like your friends are deceiving, control is pain. You're a baby that's teething. On time is tough on the weekends. Hold our head in our hands, frustrated. We all been guilty of acting complacent. We all been filthy, then had a renaissance. I spit the blood on the pavement. This is the scum that I'm made with. Hold our head in our hands, frustrated. We hold our head in our hands, frustrated. We hold our head in our hands, frustrated, over and over again. Wake me up from the street lines that confine me to the barracks where my teeth they shatter. Wake me up, oh, wake me up from the straight lines where my teeth they shatter. Lovely. So I got one more song for you, and I'll do a little dust. I think it's going to take us perfectly to 15 minutes. This next song's called Back to the Start. Thanks for listening. My name's Rapha Ghetti, and big up Knowle West Fest. I'm looking up from my gutter and I'm reaching for stars. It's just go wildly vast, the love of love that laughs. My heart's bigger than large. But I guess I'm pretty fresh in it. You're in the daily grind and I can see you always been messing with no time for mindfulness. illness and pleasantries depressing unless there's someone know you're there with the hanging of that precipice. But it's more than just a bad day to daily. Every liquor lunch will put you in a bad way. And it saddens me to say there ain't no nipping in the bud. Just saying I'm happy, it's happy to stay. Oh yeah, a shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. Oh yeah, a shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. Oh, I can be your hero, baby, so try to fix you. We sip, drinks, double it, struggle till we just funnel it. The bubbles causing trouble until we agree to run with the eye. Let the home drum couple with spit. Run around in circles till I'm all purple and sick. And raps are flipping dummy, so take that off your list. And the missing part of you is the missing part of this. And the other bit of you, well I'm sorry, I'm in love with it. So let the bitches bitch, cause I ain't bothered about the pettiest. Wrestle it, special this, brew to break a kettle with precipice and kiddies getting wasted high and fit down there. Let's settle the city kid in the city here. Let's settle the city kid in the city here. Oh yeah, a shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. Oh yeah, a shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. I would like to be never caught up in a panic. Me see Mr. Man and Manic, make them mad and man with classics. It's organic, same as how I'd like to treat our planet. We stay calm till we get massive F your malice, have it placid. Down in London, so the soap is pouring over a cup of fizz. So we ain't insist, it's just a congregating lit. Miss the days when we were kids, we were flipping news our shit. Miss your pretty mystery and quality, we got history. Sample the simple things, make an example out of simple me. Sick of going round in circles like I'm hard rotisserie. Sick of misery, sick of Mr. Misery, sick of Mr. Misery, but Mr. Misery be me. Oh, Mr. Misery, oh, Mr. Misery, be me. Hey, hey, yeah, check. Be yourself, be always due to be yourself. Blessed and I agree, but trying to work it out. It's harm my health. A dream of missing teeth, a misbelief. I'm held in someone's hell. The fear of lost control. The only road is sorting someone else. From the suburbs, the one we know, the skyline rejects the fast pace of what flows below. High time reflects the structures built on brittle bones. Get wrecked up and end up with a bloody nose. Choose the bloody nose, or has it been a bust up that left you broke? Grip the spit, stained paper drenched and sunk in hope. Hope to cope somehow, the new necessity. We all been left and broke since the turn of the century. Since the turn of the century, Mr. Misery, oh Mr. Misery, be me. Since the turn of the century, hey, 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 yeah. Your shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. Oh yeah, a shattered mirror reflecting our split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. I feel like I messed up that last verse, so I'm gonna do another one, just for fun. Yeah, there was such thing as paradise. I find it in a day-to-day, you find it in another life. I find another way to find out. It's in the spiral's flight. Find a way to say it's fine, it's keep yourself, the web is right. The clever type, they never miss a beat to cause a bread stripe. Terror type, causing conflict, counteracts the night. Da-da-da-da-da, before I move, keep it calibrated. Always on the same wave, like a mad amalgamated. Kept up, kept covert watching. Challenge every passerby till they step boxing. Now you're concocting your mama plan, I'm locked in. Saying where's your man is man, the scour pan to grind you down. We keep it physical, push a lot of people away, and now I miss them all. It's not medicinal, but it will do me me. The glimmer in the distance, yeah, was more just a player. Another scene is Mr. Pretender. You can't be yourself for the fear you defend. The muggy bugger sullies of his sense of adventure. Been sent to avenge her when I get a temper. Can't trust me like a payday lender. Bring fire to the streets like a reckless protester. Sign to my sector, new color, new texture. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. You're a shattered mirror, reflecting a split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so we'll try to fix you. Oh, you're a shattered mirror, reflecting a split picture. For I can be your hero, baby, so I try to fix you. Sweet. Peace. Thank you very much. Lots of love. Thank you, Knowle West Fest. My name's Rapha Ghetti.